Yo, what's up? This That Guy Rell, the host of the 313 Live Show, Detroit's Roy's podcast show. We thank you for tuning in to us over here on podcast, but now you need to go over and check us out on our YouTube channel. The YouTube channel is the 313 Live Show. Make sure you go over, like the videos, comment on the videos, and most importantly of all, subscribe and tell a friend.
Detroit City on the run and we ain't never gonna stop. The 313 Live Show, they got this thing going on. That guy Rell, Danni, J.Street, the crew. What they do? What you want, game and give you the latest news. So tune in, you want it, we got it. We ready for you. We ready. What up, dog? What up, dog? Oh my God, 313 Live. Oh my God, 313 Live. 3 Live. Oh my God, 313 Live. Oh my God, 313 Live. 3 Live. Oh my God, 313 Live. 3 Live. Oh my God, 313 Live. 3 Live. Oh my God, 313 Live. Oh my God, 313 Live.
What's up, podcast? This is That Guy Rell, the host of the 313 Live Show, and I'm bringing to you guys a special guest on the phone with us right now. And this young lady is Hussein Fatal sister, okay? Sara Washington. And everybody who knows Hussein Fatal is an original Outlaw member. Check the stats. He's there. He's in Hit 'Em Up, Made Niggas, and a lot of other songs that Tupac put out here. So, Sara, how you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I am so great. Can't complain. So, Sara, you know, over here, the 313 Live Show, we raw. We put it out there in the air, you know, we say what we say and we do it and don't give a fuck about nobody's feelings. You can say what you want to say, how you want to say it, and we gonna chop this shit up and get straight to the shit. Okay, we're not gonna beat around the bush. We going straight into the shit. Okay, Sara, what are your true feelings towards the marble mouth bitch named Noble and Edie? I mean,
So, I have no feelings towards Edie, to be quite honest with you, because he doesn't have a mouthpiece.
Mm-hmm.
However, towards Noble, a.k.a. Rufus Cooper, I'm appalled by his blackness. I'm appalled by his pure being.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, tell me something. How did your brother, God rest his soul, Fatal, come to be, get to become a part of the biggest movement, which was the Outlawz when Tupac was alive? How did that happen? How did he even meet Tupac?
Well, from my understanding, he was called down to the jail. Gaddafi's mom gave Bruce the message by way of Gaddafi, and Pop asked him to meet him down at the jail. He wanted to talk to him about something. Now, mind you, at this time, I was still a teenager and not around as much. So the information that I get, he was called down to the jail, and they had a meeting going, and they wanted to start this group when he got out of jail. So there lies the Outlaw movement, with the two originals would be Gaddafi and my brother Bruce.
Now, I remember Edie being a part of Drummacidal back in the day, right before Tupac went to prison. So, okay, so just say Gaddafi and Bruce, they knew each other first, is what you're trying to tell me?
Yes.
Okay. Now, okay.
They're all from the same neighborhood.
Same neighborhood, okay. What neighborhood is that, if you don't mind, sharing it with the podcast?
That's Montclair, New Jersey.
Okay, Montclair, New Jersey. Okay. Now, Bruce, I'm just going to call him Fatal because everybody know him as Fatal. Okay. What was it that landed Fatal from being removed from the Outlawz? I'm going to tell you the rumors that I heard that why Fatal was removed from the Outlawz. And I heard this from a producer as well that I got coming up later on the show, another show. It said that it was Frank Alexander first. He said it was that Bruce wrecked Tupac's new white Lexus SUV, but the producer said he believed it was a white Range Rover. That's what it was, and he sent him home. He was mad at him. Sort of like this is my little brother. I'm just mad at him. I'm gonna send him home for a while. These are the rumors that was floating around. What is your recollection of it?
So, from my understanding, when Pac was alive, he might have sent Bruce home. So, in regard to wrecking the car, I have no idea. It could have or could have not been the actual truth. But, again, I was never in Bruce's life like that. Like, I don't know who Fatal is. I know who Bruce is. So, in regards to that, up until Pac died, Bruce was always an outlaw.
Yes.
My understanding is he told them he was going to back out of whatever record deal he was in. He told them just give him a minute, let him take care of some business, and when he takes care of his business, he's going to get them what they needed, meaning the proper record deal. He told them, do not sign with anybody. And Bruce was the only one that listened. Everybody else signed. Obviously, Gaddafi listened, but a week later he was murdered. But Bruce was the only one that listened, that was active with the Outlawz. So after Pac's death, Bruce came home. He didn't come home because he crashed the car. He came home. He was already out in L.A. He came home because there was nothing for him, and he chose to stay loyal to his people and not sign with anybody else. Everybody else signed. Now, what label they signed to, I have no clue. I'm not going to state facts when I don't know. That I don't know. But he decided loyalty over everything.
And that's the way it was supposed to be. Loyalty over everything, because these other motherfuckers are so unloyal, so ungrateful, just disrespectful motherfuckers. You know, they're cockroaches right now. They're cockroaches, and cockroaches do anything to live, do anything to eat. So that's where we're going with them. Now, I need you to help me out far as you can go with a rumor that's floating around about this mysterious gun, may be the gun that belonged to your brother, that allegedly may have been the one that the Reggie Wright Jr. took from him the night at the House of Blues. Well, that wasn't Reggie Wright. Someone took the gun from Bruce because he had it. He wasn't supposed to have the gun. And Tupac had him set in the limo that night. And the people gave the gun to Reggie Wright Jr. And this may have been, they say this may have been the .40 caliber gun that was used to kill Tupac later on down the line, may have belonged to Bruce. Now, do you know of anything about that? Because someone, it's all over the internet. You got fucking YouTubers. This is the gun that belonged to Hussein Fatal. That is probably the gun that killed Tupac. What can you clear up about knowing about this gun?
Okay. What I do know is when Bruce could not go into the House of Blues, they did not take anything from him. So the guns that they found on Bruce remained with Bruce. In the limo with Bruce. So this is my problem with bloggers and fans and people who want to be in the midst of everything. Let's just make every point clear. Anything that Bruce had that night was never taken away from him. Only thing that was taken away from him was the fact that he couldn't perform on stage. Now, as far as the bloggers and the rumors go, it was 20-some-odd years since that happened. Bruce has been gone for 2 years. Where were all of these bloggers and these rumors when Bruce was alive? I tell you, they were not around, because anybody that knows my brother knows that he would have got right. Let me fast forward a little bit more, because I'm on the road and this is uncensored. So let me just let my feelings out.
Please.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, yeah. No, I'm saying please go ahead. Say what's on your mind. Just let it loose.
Absolutely. So anything that's been going on within the past 2 years, Edie the Don, Noble the General. First of all, Noble is not a general of anything. Mr. Window was very true. Noble was a porch monkey, a computer nerd.
Mm-hmm.
As far as Noble went to the corner store and said, "What's up to the people on New Street?" Now, all of this is all after Bruce's death. Why is it after Bruce's death? Because Bruce remained a rider from the time from point A to point Z. Everything started coming out, and everybody started making moves after his death. Bruce was the one thing that was stopping everyone that's been making money off of this legacy. He was the only one between the money and the loyalty.
Mm-hmm.
I just find it ironic that all of this stuff is going on now that he's gone, and you can see comments and you see interviews and you see my brother was a true rider. If he heard this shit that was going on, he would smash on any and everybody, ready to ride. What people need to realize is Bruce was the epitome of loyalty. And I hate that these vultures, crows, I'm just so appalled at them, period. I hate that they took a movement that was so divine and turned it into bullshit. This is the industry. You know what I'm saying? And I hate that this goes on. And in my honest opinion, and I know I'm just everywhere, and my feelings are honestly everywhere with this thing.
Let it out. Let it out. That's what we're here for.
Honestly, I hate that all of this is going on because I had a conversation in the beginning of when Bruce passed. I had a conversation briefly with Noble, and it was just a "what's up, how you doing?" because I didn't know who Noble was.
Mm-hmm.
And then my family pulled me aside and let me know who he was. Oh, okay. So a few months after that, I decided to do a memorial concert the following summer.
Mm-hmm.
So I called Noble and Edie and asked them to join, and they told me, cool, no problem. At the time, I was getting a lot of inboxes with people giving me their condolences and saying that if I ever wanted to do something with Bruce or his legacy, let them know. That's cool. I wasn't in the music industry, and that wasn't my thing. So I didn't know the first thing to do. My little brother, Yachty, asked me to do management for him. In that management, they asked me to start digging in Bruce's past, and I did that. And by me digging in Bruce's past, I found out that there was a lot of money unaccounted for, a lot of royalties unaccounted for. So I had a conversation with Noble, and I asked him, well, what's up with my brother's 33.3% of the split, being that it's just you, Noble, and my brother?
Mm-hmm.
Noble's response to me was, your brother's dead. He's no longer an outlaw.
What?
That right there, yes. That right there took me by surprise. From that point on, it's been a struggle. So fast forward to the post that Noble put out with my picture, saying that I was extorting him. His meaning of the extortion was me asking about the percentage due to my brother. Now, after that, we got into a long, tiring argument, and it ended with he was telling one of my sisters, which to me was a bitch move.
Mm-hmm.
How are you going to tell me you're going to tell on me with my sister? Whatever. From that point on, he started discrediting me, but discredited me behind my back. Anybody that I start asking questions to, oh, don't fuck with her. That's not his real sister. That's his half sister. She's crazy. She's this. She's that. She's doing this for money. Now, mind you, I haven't made a penny, nor have I asked for a penny.
Mm-hmm.
All of this stuff going on. So I try to do a lot of community events, and a lot of people were questioning me because that negativity was put out there, all due to me asking about Bruce's rightful portion.
Right.
Now, let's move back to the funeral. I got backlash over, well, if Noble is this and that, then why did y'all do a GoFundMe for his funeral? Understand this. If Noble is the manager of the group, why Bruce's portion wasn't put in front of us at his death? Why wasn't he offering any money that Bruce made after his death? Noble never offered us a dime. As a matter of fact, Noble told my father and my sister to put up a GoFundMe. The fans will pay for it. And because we didn't have any royalties or anything or access to that, they then did that, put that GoFundMe up. And thank God to his loyal friends, we raised over $12,000 in 2 days.
Mm-hmm.
And that's amazing. That says a lot about the person he is. I can probably bet you Noble couldn't probably raise 2 pennies for his funeral. But this just goes along the lines of, you have people that's supposed to be there, your ride or die, there for your best interest. And if you're holding down the business portion of the group,
mm-hmm.
I would expect you to have that paper.
No,
I would definitely.
Go ahead,
I'm listening.
No. Now, from my understanding, Noble is not the manager of the Outlaws. Noble is not the shot caller of the Outlaws. And I have spoken with the Shakur family on this. And the Shakur family have made it crystal clear. When the time is right, they're going to talk and they're going to say what they're going to say and put it all out there. Noble, from what I'm understanding, I'm not even going to say that because I'd be giving up too much to the audience, you know what I'm saying? But I'll tell you off the air, so you and I, we can chop it up on there and do what we do. Now, here's the thing though, okay? Bruce's 33 and the third, that's his for life. That's his for even after he's gone. That goes to the family, kickbacks to his kids. If he don't have any kids, it goes to his family. That's his money for life. What's his name? Marble Mouth. He does not have the right to any of that money. It's not his money. Not period. Now, what I want to know is this. Okay, now Bruce was on one of the biggest classic diss records today. Hit 'em Up. Now, 21 years later, Hit 'em Up is almost 21 years. No, this what June 6th. That song was 21 years old. Now, I'm quite sure with all the streams, the digital downloads, and just selling copies of this song, and it's been played in video games and movies, is Bruce even seeing a nickel off of his royalties from Hit 'em Up?
Absolutely not.
Are you serious? Not at all.
Absolutely not. Not at all. Excuse me. Absolutely not.
Now, have anyone tried to make contact with the estate, the Amaru Entertainment? Because I've spoken.
There's one record label that did make contact, and they did start making royalties. I won't say which one, obviously, but there's only one that made contact and started paying royalties. But that record label was all due to Tupac. You know, anything that he was on, Tupac, aside from the Hit 'em Up. You understand what I'm saying? As far as Thug Entertainment or anything, Thugging In and Out and all of that, his royalties, everything that's on digital, we have no access to anything. Everything is up in the air.
Right.
And we ask for help. We honestly ask for help. I've even asked for lawyers to do our case pro bono. Because if you look at the severity and who Bruce is, anybody can make money off of taking this case.
Yes.
And there's money out there to take the time to do your research. So there's a great payday if anybody decides to take this. But the fact that when I say things, I'm being discredited, it makes people look at me kind of funny, because in the beginning they were reaching out, but because of all of this negativity that's put out there, people don't want to get in the middle of it. So then you have people just sitting and watching my movement, my family movement, and then you have this jester in the middle just playing, thinking he's pulling puppet strings, and the family members that are not informed and not getting informed or can't deal with the grievance, let alone the business portion, it's all mixed up. So if family don't want to deal with family, then an outsider is not going to come and deal with a big-ass mess.
Right.
And if that is working for the situation, then why not keep pulling strings and keep putting dirt on the situation so the statute of limitations can run out and nobody gets anything? You understand what I'm saying?
I think that don't work. If I'm not mistaken, the statute of limitation in the music industry, that's gonna always be his money. I don't think there's a statute on that. You guys, as long as he can be proven as the writer, which he is, and he has credits, which he does, that is his money. What I think is going on is Noble and Edie is splitting Bruce's money down the middle, 50-50. They're keeping that money for themselves. That's what I honestly believe. And I could be wrong, because the money does have to go through the estate first before, anybody gets it. Now, Noble is a very shisty individual from what I've heard from people. Mm-hmm. He's very shisty. Noble was, allegedly smoking, he's lacing his blunts with crack. And, I'm hearing this from liable sources from, out of the country, that these guys are overseas ripping the people off and doing a lot of dumb fuck shit. So we're not going to really go off into the overseas situation. I think I'm going to cut that part out, but we're going to talk about more of your family. Okay, now that have Suge, anybody from Death Row Records reached out to you or your family, period?
No.
Not at all. Wow.
Absolutely. No.
Not even a card, no roses, no nothing.
No, sir.
Wow. Suge, that's fucked up, Suge Knight. I thought you was a great stand-up guy. What the fuck? This guy made you a lot of money. And this was your boy Pac's homie. What the fuck? So, go ahead.
I'm sorry to cut you off. Let me just make this very, very clear. Mm-hmm. I feel like Bruce was one person that got out of the way, unfortunately, by a car accident. But that was one headache that everybody was worried about, and that was one entity that was keeping everybody from making a decent amount of money. Now, everybody knew that my brother had a book coming out. Mm-hmm. And that book was naming people's names, times, dates, and places. Mm-hmm. And anybody knows my brother knows he doesn't shut up, he doesn't bite his tongue for anyone. Now, I converse with quite a few people, and upon his death, Noble had access to all of Bruce's things before he gave them to one of my family members.
Wow.
And artist reached out to him, asking him, what's up with Hussein Fatal stuff? I want to get a feature with him. So Noble then had the conversation and told this guy, well, I have this, that's all in the computer. I'm going to see what I can do to get that. Just call me back in a couple of weeks. So the guy called back in a month or so and asked him, what's up with that? And he said, nah, I couldn't get in the computer. No, I mean, I couldn't get to that. But if you want to do a feature with us, so on and so forth, then I can do that. And he was like, no, I'm good. So, Noble basically, and this is what we always knew, but we didn't want it to be public. But it's no holds barred at this point. Noble tried to crack that computer, and I couldn't do it. He was trying to get my brother's information. He was trying to get a copy of the book. He did get the copy of the book. He then called the ghostwriter and tried to get, to edit some of the pages. And the ghostwriter informed me, you know, that's not your story, that's his story. So, Noble, he definitely tried to make money off of Bruce. After his death and after Noble and I had that dispute, Noble then started putting out Hussein Fatal gear, using Fatal's name and all this other shit. So my family and I got together and we sent Noble a cease and desist letter November 7th of 2015. We then informed him if he sells anything Hussein Fatal Subtertainment, he is going to be held responsible. Noble then sent me an email, and I have this email, sent me an email saying, oh, that doesn't pertain to me. I said, okay, no problem. That just builds up the case for me. I left it alone, didn't say too much. So I don't even I hate to put somebody on blast, and I'm one, I can be very vindictive, but when it's for the greater good, I see no purpose. I feel like God got everybody. You understand what I'm saying? And what comes out in the dark, what's done in the dark comes to light. And at this point, this is what I've been screaming for 2 years, but people were too blinded, for lack of a better word, to hear me. All of the dark, the stuff that was done in the dark is basically coming to light. My personal feelings on it, I feel redemption because I want this guy. Let's fast forward to the movie. I know I'm just hitting points and you're not asking questions.
No, I want you, listen, I want you to get it all out. My job is to let you talk and put this on out here, and I'm going to ask. I'm going to ask questions. I'm dipping in and asking questions, but I want you to get it all out and say what's on your mind, because you know that there's nothing much. Like I said, there's nothing really much on Sara Washington that I can ask. Everything I'm asking, I'm asking about the business, how you feel about this, you know what I'm saying, what is going on. But I got my questions. I'm just letting you talk, and I'm letting you get it on out there, and I come in and say what I have to say.
Absolutely. So I want to address Noble directly.
Yes.
And this direct address is in reference to the bitch ass post that he put out about me.
Wow. Let's hear it.
So this is me talking to you, Rufus Cooper. I do not appreciate the disrespect, the disloyalty, or the bullshit. I am certifiably Bruce's half-sister. We have the same father. My family has raised Bruce like his own, like their own. There's no half brother, none of us was raised like that. We are all sisters and brothers. And for you to come in and discredit who I am, to take away my right as a sister, as a daughter, as a mother, as a black woman, is appalling. Shame on your black ass.
Yes.
Aside from that, for you to bring my sister and my family business into the midst for the public to comment on is beyond me. But that is such a bitch-ass move. Only cokeheads and dope fiends and bottom feeders go that far to discredit. Furthermore, if my brother was alive, he would have took your fucking head off immediately. But what you must know, that above all of this shit, family remains family. Me and my sisters and brothers are stronger than ever. Anybody that has a large family of brothers and sisters, and it's 12 of us, like that, there are going to be differences. But in time of need, we pull together. And you nor any other fan can take that away from us. So go fuck yourself and your fake-ass Outlaw brand. We rise above all. Hussein Fatal Entertainment forever.
Well, you just said.
That's you, Rufus Cooper.
Now you said something. You said only cokeheads and crackheads, and Noble is allegedly a crackhead. He's a crackhead. He's doing what he does best.
I heard this shit back in 2005, the winter of 2005, but I didn't put him on blast because, you know, your business is your business. You gotta have it. You gotta have it. Who am I to put that out there? But when you doing dope feed moves in public, then you leave yourself open. And just, let me say this. I'm sorry to cut you off, Rell, but I'm just like really into it. Let me say this. I was never on social media or out there asking people for money or doing any of that stuff. But for this man to put that shit out there, all I do is community events. If I ask somebody to be a part of something, it's to serve the community. Because at the end of the day, what my brother wanted was to build a community center for troubled kids like him and us, a place for them to go to when they have to deal with the BS that we had to deal with. So my whole concern and my whole MO was to push for that community center, get involved in the community. And I didn't appreciate how he took my credibility and just smashed on that shit when I'm trying to help our people. And that's what the original movement was about.
Yes, now I heard that's what the Outlaw movement was. Okay, this is what I heard from in the family. Okay, the Outlaw movement was supposed to be, okay, we're going to get in here, we're going to do what we do, we're going to help people in the community, we're going to give back to the community. Then we're going to step out the way and we're going to pass it down to the next generation of outlaws, which is the family, friends, whoever got the talent, and we're going to pass the torch to them, and we're going to let them keep on doing what they were supposed to be doing, right? What they were doing. And it's going to keep it going down and keep it going down into the family, right? It was going to supposed to have been different generations of outlaws. But you got these two old motherfuckers not living by that code and keeping the outlaw name for themselves, not passing it down to nobody in the family. Now, I have spoke with people that is in the family, people that are close to the family, and say, hey, Pac got cousins that can flow. The boys are dope. And other people that's a part of the movement, but Noble and Edie is blocking them from getting in and using the outlaw name.
Absolutely. It's currently a second generation outlaw with Castro's nephew. They're waiting for their spot. They got Bruce's blessings before Bruce died. Pac said it himself publicly. We don't die, we multiply.
Right.
Now, what happened in that meeting, that was a closed meeting. So any details or any conversation that was done in that meeting, I'm not at liberty to say, and I don't fully know the capacity of that meeting because it was a private meeting.
Could you just,
what I know,
could you say what meeting you're talking about? And you don't got to go into details, anything else.
Upon them forming, upon them forming the Outlaws, they had a code to live by. My understanding, it was a closed meeting, and it was only with Pac and the Outlaws. And I guess that was their code of ethics or what they go by. So, you know, a lot of them, real loyal outlaws, at least the ones that I spoke to, they didn't violate that. They told me what they can say is the legacy was supposed to move on. We were supposed to keep passing the torch now. Now you have second generation outlaws that's in Atlanta and Washington, and they're getting beat down by everybody. Nobody wants to pull them up.
Right.
You have generations just waiting. And I believe that's why, I'm not saying this is why, but I believe this is why Bruce started Entertainment.
Right. Okay.
And Bruce signed quite a few artists before his death. And that's the direction he was going. I guess he figured if this lame ass nigga not gonna do it, then let me do my part, because Bruce was always loyal.
Most definitely. Wow. And it's sad, man. It's really sad because I'm hearing that there's a lot of great music from the second generation of Outlawz, and these guys are blocking these guys from even getting their shine on, from getting heard. I heard that there was a mixtape, the second generation Outlawz, the second generation. It was a mixtape. And it's so dope that these motherfuckers blocked them from putting that mixtape out, would not put them boys on.
Exactly. Well, let me just say this. One of the members of the second generation Outlawz is Edie's cousin.
What? Are you...
Fucked up as... Yes. I'm dead ass serious.
Wow.
One of them is his cousin. One of them is Castro's nephew. And one of them is Edie's cousin.
Now, you just blew that out the water. I didn't know that. Right there. I didn't even know that.
Yeah. Well, see, I don't give a fuck. My word is my bond, and anything that I say can be researched and verified.
Hey.
And if I don't know, I'm going to tell you, don't quote me, because I'm not too sure. But I do speak on what I know. And that is fact.
Yes, and you know, like I said, the facts is the facts, and this is supposed to have happened. Now, you did say early on the royalties have started kicking in from a certain label, and you're not going to say their name, and we respect that. So are those royalties being split up amongst you guys equally, or just given to his children, or how does that work, or that's nobody's business?
Nah, we all grown. We don't need that money. That money is for his baby.
Okay.
And that money is set aside for his baby.
Great.
None of us want to get a come up. We don't want Bruce's money.
Right.
We want to make sure that those babies and his grandson is good. That's our main concern.
Well,
regardless of what anybody says or thinks, that's our main concern. Anything outside of, like, my sister has Hussein Fatal Entertainment. I have Fatal Belly. My brother has Hussein Games. My other brother has Worldwide Management. Anything outside of that, that's our money. That's what we do. And that's for the love of Bruce. Anything that we do, we set aside portions for the girls. So, royalty money is the girls' money. That's not our concern. Anything we do, you got to make money. You got to spend money to make money.
That's
but
true.
When it starts making money, what we have for them is what we have for them. We just want his legacy to go on in a positive light. We don't want Bruce's legacy or Pop's legacy or Gaddafi's legacy to be fucked up by these ill-mannered motherfuckers.
And that's what's being done right now. Now let's talk. Let's talk, because now I promise you I wasn't going to touch down on Bruce's death, and I'm not going to do that. But it's something that I want to ask you, and it's not have nothing, we're not going to go into the death situation, but, okay, you got people, they're saying, okay, Pac faked his death. Now you hear motherfuckers saying Gaddafi faked his death, which we knew that was all a lie, and we know that's a lie about Pac. Now you got individuals, or I've seen that, okay, Fatal, the accident had something to do with the government. The government was trying to shut him up, and it was the government that caused that car accident. And this is going on YouTube from certain. I'm not gonna call out the YouTubers or the YouTube channel name who is saying that. Could you clear that up to the fans? Because the fans, get fucked up with these lying ass channels and these fraudulent cockroaches just to clickbait and get views.
Okay.
Is there any? Is that true?
My honest opinion, and obviously I cannot prove it, but my honest opinion is, hell yeah, I believe the government had something to do with my brother's death. This is my first time publicly speaking on that, because I still have family members that are still grieving. And I don't want that picture in their head. But when you review all the facts and you look at the picture, absolutely, I believe the government is surrounding the whole phenomenon.
Mm-hmm.
I believe the government had everything to do with each one of their deaths. But it's nothing that I can prove, so I'm just moving on assumptions.
Right.
But if you do the research and, you know, you compete and compare, absolutely.
Now, can I?
Absolutely. But I wish that they would not go public unless they had proof.
Right. And they're going public. Can I ask you a question? This is the $1 billion question. The $1 billion question is, do you believe that Tupac is dead?
Yes, I do.
Okay. And you're Fatal's sister, and you're saying he's dead. I believe he's dead. I've been believing he's dead. And, you know, now people, you're hearing it from Fatal's sister. She believes he's dead. So people quit listening to these people. But, you know, I respect their opinions because it's something that, you know, they feel in their hearts that Tupac is still alive. We're not going to shit on their dreams. Let them have that moment. But over here, I just say that the man is gone. Okay, now, the funeral. Let's talk about the funeral. Not the actual funeral, just the gathering at the house of the family. We know that bitch ass Noble was there and Edie was there. What was it like, the presence of Edie and Noble just being in you guys' homes?
Well, they didn't come in the house. They were outside on my grandmother's porch. So they didn't come in the house. But, again, I didn't know who the hell they were.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know who they were until the repast. I know I was pulled aside to take some pictures. And those pictures are publicly posted. But I was pulled aside to take the pictures, but I didn't know who they were until the repast. So my feelings on them being there, like rightfully so, they should be there.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't have no negative or positive. I didn't have any feelings for it. I was just watching how people were clowning him, and I didn't get it. I thought they was just regular niggas that they was clowning until I found out at the repast who they were. And then I questioned, well, if that's who that was, then why the fuck was they clowning them? And it wasn't later on until I had a conversation with a couple of family members and kicking it that I found out the history. He has always been a clown. He wasn't even allowed. Like, a lot of people in Montclair wasn't fucking with him.
Now, when you say they were clowning these guys, how were they clowning them?
Well, you know, they were shooting his dozens, you know, clowning their shoes and how they looked and how they was tagged. Not so much of Edie, but Noble. Because that's not Edie's neighborhood.
Right.
But Noble. You know what I'm saying? They was just clowning the shit out of him.
What was wrong with his shoes? He had some regular ass shoes on?
Nah, they was white shoes.
They was who?
They was white shoes. They were clowning the shit out of him, called him Elvis Presley. They were just clowning the shit out of his ass, and he's smiling and giving out Thug Life t-shirts, not realizing they clowning the shit out of him and punking the shit out of him. But
Wow.
then later on, you know, as the movie started to be promoted, they started kissing their ass because they thought in all this time, you know, he would come and snatch a couple of them up just to show that he had riders. And you know, they started supporting him just because he's from the hood. Yeah, basically dick riding.
Right.
Now, this is what I say to those dick riders that was dick riding them and was disrespecting me. Look who you dick riding now. The joke is on all y'all clown ass motherfuckers.
Damn. Now listen, we talked early in the movie, right? About the movie, you and I. Now I noticed in the beginning when they were setting that movie up and they were doing photoshops, not photoshops, but photo shoots. And earlier on they did have clips where Fatal's character likeness was involved in that movie, and all of a sudden Fatal's likeness was gone. Do you care to elaborate on that?
Sure. Once I found out that they started posting everything, I called my father And I asked them, did they ask for permission for his likeness? My dad said, nobody called me. I kept sending word for Noble to call me. He will not call me. So I said, okay, I'll take care of it. So I then called August of last year. I called Morgan Creek Film. And I asked them, I see you posting scenes from the movie with Bruce, and no one called the estate to ask permission for his likeness. The guy then told me, how do you know that that's what we're doing? I said, well, Noble has it all on social media. So he then told me, well, let me talk to my legal department and ask me, can I call him back in a couple of weeks? Mm-hmm. So I called him back in a couple of weeks, and I asked him, what was going on. So he told me at this point, we're pulling all of your brother's parts. He said, is there anything else I can do for you? I said, no, I'll wait till the movie comes out. Mm-hmm. And that was the end of that. If they weren't going to respect my brother, and Noble being the so-called creative director of the movie, if he couldn't look Bruce out and make sure that he was taken care of right, I snatched all of it.
Good deal.
The show will not go on. Bruce will not play a part in that bullshit. And I'm the one who got his part pulled.
Beautiful. That's what's up. Now that's real love as the sister. Okay. So now, your thoughts on the All Eyes on Me movie. Did you see the movie?
No, I will not. I don't have any thoughts.
Okay, good deal. Okay. Now, I saw the movie. I personally felt that it should have been a Lifetime movie. It should have went to Lifetime or After School Special. I'm just gonna be real and be honest with you with it. You cannot tell a Tupac story without either Outlaw. You can't tell a Tupac story without Trex. You can't tell a Tupac story without Spice One. You just can't tell a Tupac story without a lot of people that was not in the movie. And I felt to tell a Tupac story, it cannot go to the movie theater. It has to be a movie something like the New Edition movie was. It have to be a 2-hour long movie, 3 days. It needs 6 hours, 6 to 8 hours. It need to be a mini series. And go to TV for at least 3 to 4 days to tell Tupac's story. You're not going to tell his story in no movie. No, one movie. 2 hours. It's not going to happen. Because the movie, the bullet points wasn't all the way there. The movie, I tell everybody, it showed you who Tupac, the man / artist was. It didn't show you who Tupac the thug was. And it didn't show you who Tupac, the guy who looked out for the people. It didn't show you that, and I felt it needed to show you all of that. So don't waste your time. I'm just gonna tell you, don't even waste your time.
I would never.
Okay.
I would never. I would never. Like, he was a big revolutionary, and
yes,
they would never let his purpose see the light of day, because at the end of the day, his purpose was to pick up where the Black Panther Party left off.
Yes.
And to uplift his people. And that's what people get fucked up. They thug life and hit them up and all that bullshit. But what about the importance? You have to put a little bullshit out to get the attention of our people. Mm-hmm. And once you get the attention of our people, it's up to you what you do with it. So he utilized it the right way. Yes, he did get caught in drama, but at the same time, he was, how should I say, he was still riding for us. What people don't know, they say his name and thug life and got tattoos and all that bullshit. And this is my problem with Noble and Edie. Mm-hmm. Why aren't you stating that this man is going to be mayor for Georgia? Why aren't you stating the positive shit that they were doing? Why aren't you helping them get that museum up and running again? Why aren't you helping them do any of this when you living in one of his old mansions? You piece of shit.
Yeah, now from my understanding, the house that the Noble was living in was the house that belonged to Miss Afeni Shakur, and she sold it to him, and she hooked it up so he can get it. And I pulled the I pulled the records on the house. It's his house. He pays a year. Well, his taxes is only like $2,300 a year or some shit like that. So yeah, he
Well, let me ask you this question.
Sure.
If your mentor and his family had this house, and you were blessed enough to bless you with that house, and you do all this radical bullshit against them, would you not feel uncomfortable? Would you feel some type of way still living in that house?
Well, when you're dealing with a crackhead like Noble, no, he doesn't feel any way. Me personally, if it was me on the other hand, I would be riding with that family. I would be riding with the legacy. I mean, if it was me, couldn't nobody say shit negative about Tupac without me getting on it and addressing it like, yo, nah, that ain't finna happen, big homie. You're not gonna do that. And that's what him and Edie should be doing. But Edie, I look at it and I got the word that Edie is smart. He's not as stupid that I thought he was. And when this person told me what Edie was doing, then it all made perfectly good sense to me. That Edie puts the battery in Noble's back and he winds him up. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're going to say this, you're going to do that, you're going to, put all this out, and I'm going to sit back and I'm going to chill. Because when you look at Edie...
I'm going to cut you off. I don't think it's that.
You don't think it's that?
I don't think it's that at all. I think that, yeah, he is playing his position smart, but I don't think that he's giving him the information and he's winding him up.
Right. And
I only say that because based on the conversation I had with Noble, when he immediately caught feelings when I asked about that 33.3%, he just went off the charts and saying this and that and that and that and that. So, and he's an Aries, so I know that that's not Edie putting the bat. That's that nigga. That's that nigga. Here's where Edie's smart. He don't say shit. He knows facts about everything, but he don't say shit because he knows that there's people that are with the original movement still out there watching. He knows way more than Noble knows. Noble knows select information. He's blessed enough to have select conversations, and people only let Noble know what they want to know. And he just takes that information and he runs with it, thinking that he's the general.
True.
He's not even a fucking lieutenant.
Yeah, because Noble, I look at it as like Edie. I was always taught a motherfucker who's always sitting up and talking and got some dark glasses on, you don't trust that motherfucker. You don't trust him. He's a liar. He's a liar. So, and I notice every time I see Edie got some goddamn dark glasses on and he's not talking very much. It's the fucking dope fiend is talking. Oh, and from my understanding, and I heard this, I did an interview, like I said, with Joe Anon. He's over in Germany. And Joe sent all this paperwork over and all this information, and he backed every goddamn thing that he said. He proved everything that he said as far as money transactions, plane tickets, everything. He laid it all out on the line. So Noble cannot lie. He was telling me that as sitting up and talking to Noble, he said Noble holds some resentment against Tupac. He felt that Noble really didn't like Tupac.
I agree with him 110%. I also know he held resentment towards my brother. It was always a compete. My brother didn't give a fuck, but it was always a compete and compare. I can remember one time my brother, one of my brothers was overseas, and Bruce was over there, and he went to his show, and they were doing the show, and I think they were singing "Hit 'Em Up," either "Hit 'Em Up" or "Hail Mary," and it was time for Bruce's part, and this faggot mumble mouth motherfucker just started saying Bruce's part, and Bruce was very much there in the live. And Bruce, being the bigger man, he just looked at the fucking clown. He didn't give the fans explanation that, this nigga did that, but he let that shit ride. But that was some bitch ass. He wants to be the chosen one. Let's be clear about this. He was never chosen. If it wasn't for Bruce, he wouldn't even been in that circle. He wouldn't have been in that circle. Bruce asked, can he be in that circle? Pop sent his ass home. He was in that circle to be taught a lesson for Bruce. And it just so happens that Bruce was cased the fuck up. So that's how he got into the House of Blues and saying Bruce's part. Everybody got speculation on, well, he did this. Yeah, he did it. That's because Bruce was always cased the fuck up. And he was the substitute. Nothing more, nothing less.
Now, when you say...
Nothing more, nothing less. But let's understand this. I'm sorry because I'm getting pissed off.
Go ahead, baby.
Understand this. If it was not for Hussein Fatal, Noble wouldn't even be an entity. He would still have his face in them fucking books and in the computer.
Now, this is the
So
thing.
what he needs to be doing is thanking God that God brought Bruce into his life and Bruce blessed him.
Now, this is what I think about Noble. Noble reminds me of the Sugar Hill Gang, right? Remember the motherfucker who the son of the owner of the Sugar Hill Gang, when he started rapping my man Wonder Mike, no, Wonder, what's his name? Master G's parts on the Sugar Hill Gang, the Rapper's Delight song, and he would tell the people, yeah, I'm Master G. That's me. I'm Master G. And people like, nigga, you ain't Master G. So that's what Noble was doing right now. He's rapping Fatal's part like, yeah, this is me. This is me doing them part. You know, I sung that. That's me.
Yep.
And people actually overseas think that is Noble on that track. They really believe that.
You know, everybody is always comfortable with a lie. Everybody is always comfortable with a lie. And if you keep promoting that lie long enough, you'll start to believe it. Let's just say this. In a couple of your prior interviews, I went and watched the interviews, and I saw the comments. And I seen that Noble chimed in on his comments, and he was riding hard for himself.
Yes.
When you do things from the heart, and you know you're doing them for the heart, you don't need to take comments and say, well, he's such and such and such and such. You don't need to do all of that because your actions speak for itself.
Right. Well, let me say this.
That says a lot about it.
Let me say this to you, Noble, and I don't mean to cut you short. Noble, I know that you be watching, nigga, and I know that you be listening, nigga. And, nigga, if you ever disrespect my shit like that again, bitch-ass nigga, I'll come and wire your motherfucking mouth shut, bitch. You ever disrespect me and call me a clown again like you did for somebody else, bitch, I see you and wire your shit shut, nigga. I'm from the streets, nigga. I'm not that nigga that's just on this microphone talking shit, nigga. And you come to Detroit, nigga, I have some niggas meet your bitch ass at the airport and you won't get up off that plane. Crackhead, bitch.
that nigga ain't built like that. He talking good one to certain people. You know who his army is? His army is the fans. Now he lost all credibility.
Yeah, you know, you still got
So who's gonna?
You still got the young
You still
ones.
got some whack ass motherfuckers because after he posted that bullshit about me on social media, I got so many death threats. It was fucking ridiculous.
You know, all them fans that gave you the death threats was from overseas. They wasn't here from in America. They got a lot of fans. They got fans overseas. They fans are overseas, not here in America.
And it's so sad. It's so sad. But I see there's no loyalty here. Here is where it started. You have to go overseas to make a penny. You have to go overseas to make noise, to make your name heard. And that's so sad that you can't do it at home. So I get the loyalty overseas, but it's not going to take long for people overseas to start getting the message. You cannot support whack-ass bullshit. And when money is involved, money is the root to all evil. And if people were smart enough, they'll start researching. The value of $1 means nothing now. People don't realize the currency of money changed 3, almost 4 years ago.
Yes, it did.
People don't realize that. Paper dollar doesn't mean anything. It's just a matter of getting the information to the people. People say, I got racks, technically you ain't got shit. You don't got gold coins or gold bars. You ain't got shit.
That's true.
Currency changed. Now, this motherfucker, for the right prices, nobody has money. Nobody in America has money. You ain't rocking them bars, you ain't got shit. And at this point, it's detrimental that we lift each other's up. It's time for us to create a new Black Wall Street instead of putting all of this bullshit out.
Most definitely. Like I said, you know, this is and back to the thug life shit. You know, we flip flopping around. That's good. That's cool because the people can appreciate that. Now the thug life clothes that you said that they were giving away at the reprise and everything, is those clothes belong to a company over in Germany, and they paid.
I have no.
I'm telling you this. I'm telling you. Those clothes come from Germany, from a company over in Germany, and they're using Tupac's image. They're using Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, and even Ice Cube image to sell their clothes, right? And Noble and Edie is aware of this. They know that this is going on behind the family's back, and those vultures are over there eating off of that. They're eating off of that. And they're not gonna come over here and say, well, hey, this is what's going on. We made money off that. I had to expose them, and the family heard the show, and I sent them everything that they needed to know, far as on that company, who owned the because over there in Germany, as Joe said, they cannot own a logo for Thug Life because it promotes violence. So they just own the words thug and life, Thug Life. They own that word. So they're over there eating off of this with these guys, and the family in the state was unaware of this. I had to make this clear and give them all the information that they needed to do what they need to do, and all that came from listening to my show. So Noble, Edie, that motherfucking gravy train with buttermilk biscuit wheels, that shit is finna be over with, baby. In 8 months from tomorrow, the family is going to be able to talk. The state is going to talk, and shit is going to not look good for Noble and Edie. Hands the fuck down. And they may not, quiet as it kept, they may not even be outlaws after this shit is over with. I may have said too much. I may have said too much, but I didn't say what's needed to be said.
People are going to start coming out and saying anyway. They should not. They don't have the right to be outlaws, and this is what I propose. Anybody, like, there's quite a few original members of the Outlaws, even the ones that Noble brought in, like Stormy Coleman.
Yes.
I feel so bad for what he did, but this is my outlook on it, and this is where I'm going to take up the responsibility. I need each and every outlaw, official outlaw, and I have contacts to some of them. We need to get together and put together the real outlaw, immortal outlaw movement, along with the Shakur family.
Yes.
And do a outlaw movement tour.
Yes.
And we put out the original movement, and with the Black Panthers and the just everything to save our people and what the movement was about. We all need to get together and go back to the basics.
Yes.
Of what the movement originally stands for, because you cannot let these clowns outlaw the good.
No, because like I said, the state still owns Outlaw Immortal, and I would basically revive Outlaw Immortals and let the second generations become the Outlaw Immortals, because those goddamn clowns over there, they ruined the Outlaw name. They ruined it.
They did.
They're only getting paid $2,400 a show overseas. So that lets you know how pressed these motherfuckers are for money, that they're getting on a plane and flying overseas just for $2,400 a show. You can make that at home.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, you can make that at home.
Absolutely. That's crazy. But could you imagine how it would be if we had that tour going and you have the Unity from Worldwide Management, the Unity tour? People will go fucking bananas. People will go bananas. And it's all catering back to the original movement, and not only Pop movement, Afini's movement, Asada's movement, Matul's movie, all of it.
Yes.
All of it. The world is definitely in need of love.
Yes, it is.
And that was certifiably pull it together. Because, I ask that people get their head out their ass and wake the fuck up. Because we on borrowed time. This is the end. This is the end. Can we all pull together? Get rid of the insanity. Hint Noble and Edie. And let's deal with the real shit. Just like that brother, Keisha Cole's brother, Sean Cole.
Mm-hmm.
He got some real positive shit out there. And he's an original member of the Outlaws. Never had anything bad to say about that man. And he's grinding hard just to be heard. And it's so sad. That man got so much positivity in his music, and he's been pushed aside. And he's struggling trying to do his thing. And that should not be. That is the original Outlaw.
And like I said, these guys are not doing what they're supposed to do with the Outlaw brand, the Outlaw name.
Mm-hmm.
They just, like I said, pissing all over it and keeping it for themselves, and that's fucked up. Now let me ask you something, Sarah. You say you never really was into the Tupac thing because you didn't know him like that because you wasn't around for the Tupac. Mm-hmm. Can you tell us any just fun stories that Bruce may have shared with you guys about his time with Tupac? Something that no one knows in the industry. I'm just saying in the media, nothing. Just some personal moments that you may could share with us that Bruce may have shared with you guys.
Well, to be perfectly honest with you,
mm-hmm.
that was a subject that we did not touch.
Okay.
Especially after his death. After his death, I think I was 19.
Mm-hmm.
And because the fact that Bruce was so devastated, and so many things took place, like his life spiraled out of control. We never touched that subject. I personally never said anything about Pop around Bruce. However, I can tell you about Bruce.
Tell us, baby. Tell us something about Bruce that nobody know in the media. Tell us who Bruce is, not who Fatal is, but tell us something about Bruce, a personal moment.
Bruce is such a gentleman. He's not a thug. He's a thug, but he's a thug to the rest of the world. But to his family and his brothers and sisters, he was a gentleman. He'll run down the street, old lady a bag, he'll run down the street and pick up her bag.
Mm-hmm.
What people don't know is Bruce, the boys went to my Uncle Kurt's house summer.
Mm-hmm.
And my uncle had a farm.
Mm-hmm.
And they had to get up 3-4 o'clock in the morning. And Bruce knows how to hunt, knows how to fish. A lot of people know how to fish. But he was a hunter, a fisher. He was a survivor. Mm-hmm. But when it came to family, it was family first above everything. Above everything. He was a gentle soul. Might have been a thug and got into a lot of shit and was a ride-or-die nigga. But his heart was gold. And that's what a lot of people don't know about that man. And that's why I go so hard. But, well, actually all my sisters and brothers, but being that he's one of my siblings that's deceased, I go so hard for him because that man from inside and out was beautiful. And the fact that he rode so hard, and it was only because of the love that he had inside of him, made it all the more better. So I can understand where his loyalty and the violence came from, because he loved so hard.
Mm. Wow, now that's love, and that's what's up, man. Yeah, I mean, you don't hear too much about the artists. You don't hear too much of their personal lives. Mm-hmm. Something personal like you just shared. That's why I ask every one of my anybody that comes on my show, I ask them, like, just tell me something personal about that person that no one know, because these are human beings. They're regular people. Out after the lights and the cameras and the action is over with, they regular people, just like you and I.
Yeah.
So a lot of people don't look at them like that. Every time they saw Bruce, somebody would probably see him. Oh, that's Fatal. Can I get an autograph? You know, can I kick it with you? Can I take a picture? You know, outside of that, this is a man, a human being, you know, that regular like you and I. Just was an entertainer.
Yeah, just a regular person. He was so sweet. And when he cracked a smile, everybody knows his little crooked teeth. Oh my God, I love my brother with a smile. Yeah, I love him with the little crooked teeth and added teeth and everything. He was just everything. And unfortunately, I didn't get to say, this is what I regret. Let me tell you what I regret. And this will be in the book that's coming out.
Mm-hmm.
I regret, a couple of days before his death, my uncle Kurt passed away. And he came up to Jersey for that funeral.
Mm-hmm.
And at that repast, I had so much to say to Bruce because, you know, Bruce being in the life that he was in, it wasn't safe to go around certain people and say that Fatal is my brother. And I never seen him like that. Like, that's his thing, so on and so forth. But, you know, in this environment, you couldn't go around and say, well, Fatal is my brother. Or, you know, I rock with him or anything like that because of the dangers.
Right.
So what he did not understand and what he did not know that I personally, and I can only speak for myself, I personally was proud of every accomplishment that he made. But because we're all on the streets and we all do our own thing, we got to keep our safety. So that day I wanted to let him know that I was proud of everything that he built and everything he did, even if it seemed like I didn't support him or we didn't support him. I didn't support him. I can only speak for me, and I didn't support him for a safety reason.
Right.
But I wanted him to know that, and it was a struggle for me. And I went up the street, you know, I called him, and I thought that he heard me, but then I said, you know what, let me go up the street, and then when I come back, I'll pull him to the side. When I came back, he gave me a kiss on the cheek and said, I'll talk to you through social media. I got to go. And that was my one chance to tell him how I felt. And a day and a half later, I found out that he was no longer there. So to anybody that has anything to say to a loved one or anybody, period, you never know when they'll be taken away from you. So take advantage to let them know how much you care about them, how much you love them, how much you supported him. I really would have loved to have that conversation with him so he would not have gone not knowing how much I supported him from a distance and not in your face.
Beautiful. Now, you did say something earlier about Bruce was writing a book, and we got off of that for a second because, you know, shit got heated. The book, okay, you said that Noble found the book and tried to get it, some pages edited out of it because he was going to try to probably keep it from it. Well, not was going probably, he was going to keep it for himself and profit off of it. Mm-hmm. Where is that book now, and who has that book? Who has it?
Well, the book is, the state has the book. The book is under lock and key because there's so much BS going on, and we don't have lawyers to set up everything the way it should properly be done. The book is under lock and key, and as far as I know right now, my dad is not letting it out.
Great.
So because he's not doing that, and Bruce wanted that book, Bruce wishes was he did not want that book released until All Eyes on Me was released.
Right.
Now, if you notice, All Eyes on Me didn't start shooting until after Bruce died.
Yes.
Now, I'm pretty sure the script that was given to him back then was not the script that they actually put out.
Right.
So he was smart in his promotion because he wanted the movie to go on, and then he was going to promote his book. He was going to release his book. Unfortunately, that did not happen. So, because that did not happen, and there's so much BS surrounding that, I took the initiative to start writing my own book, and it's called The Medium. And it's just basically me talking to Bruce, letting Bruce know the bullshit that's been going on surrounding him and his legacy since he left. And I wanted him to know, you know, it's a lost letter in there, basically stating what I just told you about him leaving before I had a chance. But also just to let fans know, like, this man was deep in his shit, and if you sat and you had a conversation, if you sat into his music, you would know he's a rider and he's a revolutionary.
Mm-hmm.
And to be honest, Bruce's death was my collateral beauty, because I didn't wake up and I didn't become awoke until Bruce's death. So his death was the rebirth of my life, my awakeness, my consciousness.
Wow.
And through his death, I start riding for him even more.
Okay.
He was always my brother, so, I'm always my brother's keeper, but I had to wake up and deal with some shit and deal with my own shit and put that mirror to my face and say, okay, bitch, knock it off. Let's deal with it so you can deal with this.
Right.
And I promise you, and a lot of people might not believe it, but my brother, in spirit, I feel like he visits me more than I've ever seen him in life. He gives me that guidance. Like, he gives me that push. Just looking at his pictures, it gives me that push to handle my shit. And I only do it because of him. I never knew how hard I would go for my brothers and sisters until that death.
Now, let me say this. Okay, now, his accomplishments, his achievements, his platinum plaques, do you guys have ownership and possession of his platinum plaques, or they're no longer around?
No, we don't have anything. And that's the sad part. We don't have anything, and we don't have that certain somebody to tell us, look, you need to go after this. We don't have, nobody gives a fuck. And if they do give a fuck, somebody is paying them not to help us. And that's the I'm trying not to cry, because that's the hurting thing. If they knew what we were going through and how much this shit is breaking down my entire family, they would have some sympathy and open up just to give us some advice. We ain't asking for nobody to give money. Just give us some advice. Point us in the right direction. Because this man gave his all to this legacy, to Pac in general. And for him to be discredited and shitted on the way that he is, and his kids not be properly taken care of, is beyond me. It's fucking beyond me. I believe when they did that award show for Pac, they did the right thing by not allowing Noble and Edie there. But for the fallen ones, there should have been some kind of accolade for them, for Gaddafi, for Bruce, for Big Sky. It should have been something. You just don't let people go down like that. And then the message that they had in their music was to uplift our people. It was to let us know what the fuck is going on, what they're doing to it, and wake the hell up.
Yes, I'm happy that they didn't have Bruce. And not Bruce, but I'm happy they didn't have Edie and Noble there. We talking about Bruce so much. I'm getting his name there, but I'm happy that the Shakur family and the Shakur state made it where Noble and Edie was not allowed to be at that ceremony. Nothing to touch it. That was a proud moment for me. I was so happy with that. Because those guys are fucking crows and vultures. It's fucked up. You know what I'm saying? This is a man that really helped them out. And this is how they repay him in death. And Edie has a son by this man's sister. And this is what he does.
Let me just put this out there, because I'm not going to let my little brother go not acknowledged. My little brother is Yachty. Now, Yachty has a few things out there. He has a few mixtapes out there, and he has a few things out there with my brother. And they were supposed to do this album together. Now, it's bad when my little brother, has to constantly call and stay up on Noble about fucking Deep and everything else. You should be looking out for him.
Right.
There's no way in hell that my little brother should still be struggling. There's no way. You have the outlet. Point him in the right direction like his older brother pointed you in the right direction.
Facts.
Let's just not forget about him. Like, I'm giving praise to everybody else, but I cannot not talk about my little brother, because he's trying to do his thing. And you know, the average lifespan of a rapper is, what, 35, 40? And that's if you look young. You understand what I'm saying? But his lyrics is there.
Well, listen. In Noble,
and for him to just sing him out.
Listen, in Noble's verse in Hail Mary, if you really pay attention to what Noble said, if you looking for me to put you on, I'm not the nigga to put you on. I had to hustle to get mine. So he's really being honest and telling you in his rap, I'm not putting you on, nigga. He's telling you, he said it in Hail Mary, I'm not putting you on. If you looking for me to put you on, I'm not the nigga to put you on. I had to hustle to get mine, so you got to get yours. So
he had to hustle shit.
Yeah, you know he's a liar, but one part of his verse was right. I'm not the nigga to put you on if you looking for me to put you on. And that was
that goes what people say when people show you who you are. You better fucking believe them.
I bet you Pac was alive when he laid that verse. Pac would have kicked that shit off of Hail Mary. Real talk. Wow, man, oh man, that's fucked up. Listen, the company that does those platinum plaques for the record label, I got their contact information. I'm gonna reach out to them on your behalf and ask them, what do you guys need to do to be able to get Bruce's platinum plaques, because you guys never received one. And I know Danny Boy, he was on my show, the one who sang on I Ain't Mad at Ya and What's Your Phone Number and Picture Me Rolling and Heaven Ain't Hard to Find. He said that he never received a platinum plaque for All Eyes on Me. He never received it, and he said it pissed him off. He would go in barbershops, and the barbershops would have a platinum plaque of All Eyes on Me on the wall, and he didn't even have one.
Ain't that sad?
Hell yeah, that's sad, because the artist, hell yeah, that's sad, because the artist supposed to get that platinum plaque. That's their plaque. They performed on that motherfucker. They're credited. So that's their award. They're entitled to that award. I notice when I look and see Edie fat ass in certain interviews on YouTube, he's sitting up and his plaques hanging on the wall for Machiavelli and for the gang related soundtrack. He got his plaques.
Yeah.
And if I'm not mistaken, Bruce was on those same albums. Wow, this shit is deep.
You're not Bruce is on those same albums, the fat fuck, but you can sit back and oh, please don't stop my goddamn mouth. Because you know what? I really didn't have any ill feelings towards Edie until he jumped on Noble's dick and started riding that motherfucker like a horse. So, fuck him and fuck him too.
Wow. Fuck them both, baby. Fuck them.
It's time for justice to be served. And if people can sit there after seeing everything and hearing everything that they've heard about these people, they can actually sit there and keep supporting the buffoonery and the bullshit. You can delete me as a friend. You can delete Bruce as a fucking whole, because he doesn't need supporters like that. Don't throw up no Hussein gang, kiss my ass. We don't support you, don't support us. If you allow this bullshit to happen, if it was your, people don't realize if it was their family or if it was in their shoes, they would take it a whole nother way. But because they're people of the public, they treat it as if it's a television show, so to speak. You understand? You don't handle it with care. And they don't realize this is somebody's father, this is somebody's son, somebody's brother. They don't realize that. The disrespect is fucking real. And I, for one, will not tolerate it anymore. And my silence is not up for debate. It's time to get shit right.
100% right. Let's get this shit right. Get this right. Game time over. Now let me ask you a question. I put out a video. Right, and I was going at the Outlawz, a little light on my Facebook live stream, and you said people was blowing you up to check that out. People was,
yeah, they were. Sometimes something go on, they blow me up and let me know what's going on.
Right. Did I get them good?
Yes, you did. You killed them, and I thank God. You know what? When I saw it, like I said before, I felt redemption. Finally, somebody can can see what I've been trying to tell them. You know, a couple months back before the movie, I did a interview with Tanique. Had I known that he was a crook before I did the interview, I wouldn't have done that interview. But I did an interview back then, letting the fans know that this is what's coming, this is what y'all dealing with. And I got so much backlash, but then I got so much positivity out of it. But, you know, then we fast forward to the social media post that he put up there. And then that kind of discredited everything. And then now I see that you're doing the interviews and the positivity that's coming out of that. People are starting to see it, and you coming with proof. All I have is a couple of recorded phone conversations and some emails, which you don't think that I still have.
Right.
But I do have. But you come with facts and paperwork. And this is something that I tried to spare my family with because, you know, at the end of the day, some of them are cool with Noble because we all from the same town. And, you know, they're much older than me, but they all grew up around each other. So I tried to spare my family the drama. And, you know, my family told me to be quiet, stay out of it. But enough is enough. Because at the end of the day, whatever's going on with Bruce is going on with all of us. And unfortunately, because he put me out there like that, he made me relevant. It trickles down to my business and what I handle in the community, and I can no longer be questioned anymore because it's stopping my flow. And I will not let a crackhead, pill-mouth motherfucker stop me from doing what I need to do for my community.
Well, let me say this to you. Whatever it is that you're doing in your community and whatever it is that you're doing, period, we got your back at the 313 Live Show. Whatever it is you need done, if you need somebody to promote some shit for you, hey, we here. We going to take care of that for you all out of love. And we ain't talking about no money. We going to take care of you. You know what I'm saying? Real talk.
Oh, that's so sweet.
You know, cause
absolutely. I appreciate that.
This is what we do. So, the 313 Live Show, we got your back. You're part of the 313 Live Show family. So we got your back when it comes to these old fag ass niggas. You know what I'm saying? Especially with this bitch Noble. I just don't like this nigga. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know him and I don't like him. And if you notice, he's the one that in all the videos I go at him the hardest because he he's a tough gangster and all this shit, you know, nigga, I'm pulling your card, nigga. I know you ain't no gangster. I know you a sucker, nigga. I know you a hoe ass nigga. So real talk, and he's sitting up here like just giving the whole thug name just a bad reputation. The whole outlaw name a bad reputation. He's over literally in fucking Germany saying fuck thug life. This is about the Outlawz.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah.
I heard about that. He's not a outlaw. The meaning of outlaw, and let me get it right. It's operating under thug laws as warriors.
Oh.
I'm quite sure he doesn't operate by any thug law as a warrior. He's not a warrior. He's not a true warrior. He's a fucking sellout.
So
now I do know, and only because I did my history, I do know what some of it meant. And I had to take my own interpretation of it to try to fix the movement to where I'm not sued for copyright infringement and still follow the same laws and the rules as outlaws. Mm-hmm. But it's a whole new outlook on that. Now, he doesn't operate under thug laws as a warrior. He operates as an asshole for money.
Yes. It's all about the dollar bill. It's all about the dollar bill. Straight up. All about the dollar bill with these guys.
He doesn't have that ginseng. How you say? Because I don't want to say it wrong. You know what I'm talking about. He doesn't have that.
Yeah. He don't have it. It's going.
He doesn't have that.
Let me tell you like this.
On the in videos. Hold on, Rell, because I'm on a goddamn roll. Sucking on them goddamn cigarettes. I just looked at this nigga. He's the epitome of stupidity, and That is the epitome of what you call a nigga. You are given a great opportunity, and you smoking it away. How are we the exact same age, born on the exact same day, the exact same year, and you look 10 to 20 years older than me?
Wow.
There's a problem.
Yeah, that nigga.
There's a problem. I'm going to say that people won't.
And you know what?
There's a problem.
I was saying that the nigga was damn near 50, and I heard that he was only 39.
Nah. 39.
Wow, but
39.
I'm like, wow, I'm really sitting here saying that these niggas is damn near 50. They look like they're 50. Damn near 50. I'm 43, and I look younger than these niggas.
Mm-hmm. You have to take pride in who you are. And let me just touch these bases. And it has to do with Noble, but it's kind of getting away from the message that I want to leave here with. Because I'm not all about attacking people. I'm all about uplifting people, especially my people. And the thing is, you have to know that black is beautiful. You have to know how black is beautiful. You have to know who and what we are to constantly go forward and to be positive. And Pop couldn't said it best when he said in Smile with him and Scarface, nigga, you black. You have to smile. You have to smile through all of this bullshit. Because being a black man or woman is the most important thing in this universe. Because without our color, without our melanin, and without our minds, this world and this universe probably wouldn't be what the fuck. That's the most important thing. And that's why we have these, for lack of better words, Canaanites raping us, and we allow them to rape us because we don't know our worth. And it's time to start waking up, because that was what the movement was about. Wake up. Know your right as a black male or female. Know your right as a woman of birth. We give life. We are not second to men. We are above men. Men are here for strength. Men are here to take care of us. Men are here to protect us and to work, and we do the rest. Know your worth.
That's true. Know your motherfucking worth.
Exactly. A buck that ain't worth shit. So if you selling your worth for $1 that ain't worth nothing, then what does that make you? Absolutely nothing.
Absolutely nothing. You know, I like fucking with you. You like me. You raw. You raw. I likes that.
I gotta be unfiltered, because you know what? I don't run from the truth, and I tell you, like I was shot the fuck out. And a lot of family members will tell you I'm crazy, and you know I am, because I have no filter, and I stand for what's right, and what's right is right, no matter how it comes across. And my mouth is kind of terrible, but that's just solely on emotion. But when I see injustice, and I see the bullshit that they take us through and other people through, it hurts my heart. And a lot of people don't understand that I can care for a person and not know them. I can ride hard for a person and not know them, because that's me. That's who I am as a person. That is my soul. That is my soul right as a black woman. And people don't understand that. So if you're doing something positive and you're doing something that's worth speaking up for, and you're doing something for our people, I'm going to ride with you until the wheels fall off. So just do us part.
That's how it's supposed to be.
And that's what it's all about. And we need more people like that, especially at a time like this. It's over for us. It's time to stand up and move the fuck out the way. Because if you don't move out the way, they're going to kill us.
Yes, they are.
Make room for some motherfuckers that can do the job.
That's right.
It's us against them.
That's right. Noble and Edie, get out the goddamn way and let the second generation of outlaws come in this motherfucker and take this name to another level.
And they got that shit.
I know they got it. Trust me, I know. I heard a little piece of it, and it sounds better than fucking Edie and Noble. I'm tired of seeing these motherfuckers perform Hail Mary and hit them up. I'm tired of that shit. I know the people overseas is tired.
Where's their music? Where's their music?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's the difference between them and Bruce. Bruce was putting out his own shit.
Right.
Album after album. His own shit. He wasn't riding off of Pac. He got tired of that shit. He wanted to make a name for himself. His name was Fatal that he made for himself. That's why I took his name and turned it into the label and the clothing line. Fatal. That's what he wanted. That's what the fuck he got. And life's ending that. But these motherfuckers is Pac this, Pac that.
Mm-hmm.
Now you got Pac headlining in your tour. You would have did that shit if Bruce was alive. He would have fucked y'all up.
Goddamn right. Talking about Tupac and the Outlaw still breathing. And Noble did not want to change. Noble did not want to change that for nothing. It had to stay that way. He demanded that it stayed that way. And then he's on.
He makes money.
Right. Then he's overseas for the people who have not saw the video. You can go to the 313 Live Show on podcast, our fan page, or my page, Terrell Foster, and you can look and see the video. I put the link up there where Noble is on the radio overseas in Germany saying that they're making millions. They making millions of dollars. This is what he said. We're making millions. And then they asked him, was Tupac still dead or alive? Because the fans wanted to know. And Noble, bitch ass, clearly stated, well, we ain't gonna tell y'all that ain't y'all business if he's still living or dead. That's not y'all business. If he's still living, we ain't gonna tell you where he at. You know what I'm saying? And I felt like, and Edie was sitting there, didn't say anything. Why not just say, hey, look, Pac is family. Pac is gone. Let's move on. He's deceased. He's gone. He's not coming back, y'all. You know why they didn't say that? Because, like I told you, that would have ended. That would have derailed the motherfucking gravy train with the buttermilk biscuit wheels. That would have derailed the whole thing off of the bacon tracks. Real talk. That would have been over with for them guys if they opened up and just admit that Pac is gone. And they need to do that and just start performing your own music, make your own albums, perform your own shit. You know what I'm saying? Hail Mary and hit them up, yeah.
Like you're right.
Yeah, you're right. I can listen to Hit 'em Up and Hail Mary at home on my iPad or on my iPhone. Even on my MacBook Pro if I wanted to. I don't want to see you motherfuckers singing it. It's crazy. Now,
hello?
I'm here. Now remember, I remember back. Now your brother, he was about to do something with Murder Inc. back in the day. Ja Rule and Irv Gotti and them. He even featured on a song with those guys. Do you know the business relationship with that? What happened? Why it didn't work out? Or why Bruce just said, nah, I'm not gonna go that route. I'm gonna change my mind. Do you know anything about that?
Cased up. Yeah, this was cased up. He was cased up.
Okay.
He was cased up.
Now
he was in a lot of trouble.
Now, when you say, his case, okay, he had a lot of cases. When you say cased up, he had a lot of cases going on.
Yeah, he couldn't travel, and, it was a liability. Okay. But they took a chance on him, and I everybody, Jay Prince, Ja Rule, Murder Inc., all of them, I thank them to the highest for giving him a chance. I think Pac, I was never a Pac fan. I was never a Pac fan. And I'm still not. I'm a Bruce fan. And after his death, I had to do all that research and seeing how he helped my brother and he helped my brother grow. And that's what made me love who he is. So I want to thank them from the bottom of my everything for giving him a chance because it allowed him to grow and to become the man that he was before he died.
Most definitely. Hey, we appreciate that as well. Now I want you to do one thing for me, Sarah, before we end this interview. I want you to shout out your little brother's information on social media or where his music can be heard at, where the people can find it now, because we need some real outlaw music. We need that music that's going to come from your little brother who was brought up under the wing of Bruce, and I'm quite sure Bruce gave him that knowledge and that game. Let's get some people going over to his social media and checking him out. Shoot out his information if you want to do that.
Absolutely. Shoot out some more information, but absolutely. You can find him at Yada Yada. He's on CD Baby, Reverb Nation, any streaming website. You can find him. You can find his videos on YouTube. You can find him anywhere under Yada Yas or Hack Mob. He even has a group, Hack Mob. Bones Rock.
Spell the name Yada Yas so the people who don't know how to spell it for them.
YADIYAS. That's Yada Yas.
Okay, hit it one more time. Spell it one more time.
YADYYAS. Yada Yas.
Y'all got it, people. Now look him up and y'all support that brother. This is Hussein Fatal's little brother. Support him, and to all the Outlaw supporters that's listening, quit supporting those fucking frauds. And let's start supporting the second generation of Outlaws. Let's do that. Because this is where we need to be. We need to roll over them niggas because they old and washed up. And let's start supporting this younger generation of Outlaws and getting this shit back on track where Pac wanted this to be. Because these niggas ain't gonna do it. These niggas ain't gonna do it.
Not at all. Let me just also promote a little bit more if you don't mind.
Go ahead.
It's absolutely in North New Jersey. We got us kids along with the Dear Jersey Empowerment Tour. We're doing the Trick or Trump for the kids in our community at Bellsburg Park on October 28th, where we're raffling a 50-inch TV. We're accepting donations for candy, volunteers, vendors. We're in need of all of that stuff. Come out and party with us. The event is from 12 p.m. to 9 p.m. We also have the Winter Wonderland location. We don't have yet, but we're working on Winter Wonderland, where we're trying to give 5 families, underprivileged families, a $250 gift card so they can have a beautiful Christmas, and a lot of other things. We also have the Top Mic Tour going on, and also, if you want to support Hussein Fatal right now, I don't have any Fatal Belly gear, and I won't be coming out with anything until the first of the year, but also support my sister, Keisha Hussein. She has Hussein Fatal Entertainment. You can go online, HusseinFatalEntertainment.net. Get your shirts, your pullovers, whatever you want. She got it. Support.
That's right, people. Support the family. Support the movement. Keep on supporting the real, y'all. Support the real. And Hussein Fatal was the real. And y'all saw that he was loyal to Tupac all the way to the end. He didn't sell out like those other motherfuckers sold out. So, Sarah, I want to thank you very much for even just sitting down, chopping it up with us. I know I let you go. You know what I'm saying? Because you had a lot to get off. I asked a few questions, but that was my thing, to let you go and not hold you back and let you say what needed to be said and let you get that shit off your chest. And anytime,
I appreciate that.
No problem. Anytime that you want to do anything with the 313 Live show, you can do that. You know what I'm saying? We can just promote whatever you need us to promote for you, like the clothes or websites, whatever. Get that information over to me, and I'm going to keep posting it and constantly reposting it, because, I want to look out and I want to give back, because I was a true fan, and still is a true fan of Tupac and the Outlawz. Not those two clowns, but the real Outlaws, which is your brother Hussein Fatal, Castro, Gaddafi, and sad to say, even Napoleon. Napoleon was real. He don't even fuck with those cats. You know what I'm saying? Even though
Stormy and let's not forget about Stormy and Nutso. Like, those are original.
Yeah, let's not forget those guys. But I'm just talking about the ones that was just there, that was making all the noise when Pac was here. But we can't forget Stormy. Stormy Coleman is a cold motherfucker. I likes that guy. Yeah. I like him. He can spit. You know what I'm saying? I've been trying to reach out to him. I hit him up on Facebook to get at me, because I want to interview him. You know what I'm saying? And let's see if anybody out there that knows Stormy, make it happen. Make Stormy give me a call. Have him give me a call, y'all. All right, 313 Live Show. Thank you guys for tuning in. Peace and love. And we are out of here. Peace.